And why aren't you in uniform?
Hello and welcome to my humble channel, where art challenges and nerdy content run rampant through the streets. Today we're doing a drawing from memory challenge for one of my favorite gaming franchises, Monster Hunter. Before we begin, I must tell you a little bit of background. The Monster Hunter Wilds beta was placed in my grubby little paws, and then all too quickly fell between my fingies. After that, my excitement for this game tripled. Especially when I can ride combat chocobos and do some honkin' bonkin' on some baby graboids. If you're like me in any way, shape, or form, and you know anything about the Monster Hunter franchise, you're probably consuming as much Monster Hunter themed content as possible in anticipation for the game to drop. Same here. But before I started shoving all the Monster Hunter games I possess down my gullet, I remembered that a long time ago I tried to celebrate my love of this franchise by making a drawing video. It didn't end well. However, in celebration of Wilds coming out soon, and my belief that my art has improved since last time, I decided to give this challenge another go. I present to you the renewed challenge of drawing Monster Hunter monsters from memory. Today we'll be drawing 4 different monsters, one-ish from each generation of Monster Hunter I've played so far. As a disclaimer before we start, I have only played the first Monster Hunter, Try and Try Ultimate, a few quests from Generations, World and Iceborne, and all of Rise's base game with a little bit of the Sunbreak expansion. So don't expect a miracle like me knowing what Gormagala looks like or anything. Capiche? Got it? Okay, sweet. Back to the video. First up, we have a first-gen monster that was officially teased in a recent Wilds trailer. This janky hitbox boy was the first flying wyvern you fought in the original PS2 Monster Hunter game, the Yain Kut-Ku. To be honest, I've fought this fire-breathing chicken far too much for my own good. Because of this, it burned into young me's little brain, and I can't get it out. I knew the secret spots to find this monster's scales, I recall the awful hitboxes it had, and the call it makes is so ridiculously clear in my mind. Just like my Chikorita James in Pokemon Go. I miss your sweet little voice, James. The first thing I remembered when drawing this guy was how overwhelmingly pink he was, with some very pretty blue colors and a little bit of tan. The second thing I remembered was the fact that he reminded me of a big weird chicken, structure-wise. I actually looked up a chicken's skeletal structure to get the shape right. I'm confident in the beak shape, but the ears... I know I didn't get the ears right, but I tried. However, out of the entire design, I am 200% confident that I nailed the tail and I got the feetsies pretty close. Now we will judge this monster thoroughly, which as the artist, I couldn't do alone. So today, Sean will be helping me score each monster I've created using stars. There are 9 stars each drawing can get in total. There are 3 for recognizability, 3 for if the design I make looks good, and 3 for accuracy. Anything above a 6-star score passes the test and gets me a little treato. Anything below that is a failed quest. Wah wah wah. Let's begin.
That is the Yain Kut-Ku, right?
Yeah, that's how you start out with laughing at it.
It looks so cute. I like it.
He's chubby.
He is chubby.
I was really proud of this one. This is actually, out of all 4, the one I'm proud of the most.
Yeah, I think it looks great.
Yeah?
This might be a 9 all around.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
well, let's go step by step recognizability.
That was, the Kut-Ku, obviously. I think in the game, its beak is bigger, but, it's still recognizable enough with all the red and...
The pink? You mean pink?
The pink. I'm only going off of what I saw in the Wilds reveal, because I never really got to
You
the
never got
Kut-Ku.
to play the first
I
one.
never got to play the first one. But I am familiar with the Kut-Ku. For accuracy, yeah, that's about right.
I mean, his eyes are yellow. And then I mean, the the little, I definitely messed up on the
crest.
What are they called? Yeah, I think they're ears in the game.
Headfins?
They're
Dorsal
actually ears.
Headfins?
Because like when you sonic bomb it, it's like really sensitive when its ears are out.
Right. I think the only thing you didn't quite get was how big the beak is, but again, yeah.
It has the red stripe on the nose, but I didn't even get that. But like, I'm like super proud of this.
Yeah, I think it looks
really
fantastic.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you, childhood memory.
Accuracy, a 3, and for total design look, a 3.
He's a handsome little fella.
So he's a handsome little guy, little goblin.
Perfect. As a respectful salute to past me for doing my best to draw him years ago. Next up, we are starting off with everyone's favorite angry pickle boy, the Deviljho. First off, I'll tell you a story about how I first met this slobbery bastard. I was introduced to the Deviljho in Tri Ultimate. I was just minding my own business, trying to hunt a Crimson Corpego. I was thinking to myself, oh, what pretty feathers! Oh, you do thunder damage, what a cute little birdie! Then this guy starts screaming, and a hulking mass of pickle pops out of the ground. After this, I couldn't even get close to the Corpego, and, after failing the kill quest, I gave up hunting that clever girl. For a little while. And ever since then, this rage-filled cucumber has been a menace to society. My society in particular. For the Deviljho specifically, I remember him essentially being a big, bulky, menacing, green T-Rex. There was no way I could forget those annoying defense down-inducing chin spikes and that fat jaw. Though, I know I didn't get his head shape or the amount of spikes right. I also know he wasn't exactly shaped like a T-Rex either. He had muscly legs, a fat back, a thick tail with spikes along it, at least on the top, maybe on the bottom, and little itty bitty baby arms. I'm pretty sure he only had 2 fingies on each arm, but maybe I was just thinking of, Beast Wars Megatron. I feel like Deviljhos in general have more red on them than I ended up putting on this guy, but maybe his stripes are red? I don't know. The only other red thing I could think of was that dark red gem thingy on the chest from, Try when he gets angry, but honestly, I don't remember on any of the more recent designs, so I didn't end up putting it in. Besides that, I feel like I got the colors down, and I think I remember the general shape of him pretty well too. Before we move on, I feel like I need to make this clear. I know the meat is wrong. This video is about the shape of pickles, not raw chunks of meat. Thank you. Judging time.
That's Deviljho. I like him. He looks a bit undercooked. like he needed to be in the oven for a bit longer.
Oh.
No, he looks great. I remember him having a lot more spikes on his chin, and his chin being a lot bigger. But he does look like a pickle.
That is the point for him to be an angry pickle.
Mm-hmm.
So for recognizability, what would you rate him?
3.
A 3. Okay. Now for actual accuracy, here are our photos.
Give him a 2.
Give him a 2?
Give him a 2.
It's because he's not as spiky.
He's not as spiky.
I'm really proud of the little line we got going here because he's kind of got that here.
Right.
It doesn't go all the way down, but it does still poke
I remember
out
him
there.
having a lot more red, but that might just be because I'm used to fighting the Savage Deviljho, and I feel like the Savage variant has more red on it.
But I got the eye color, right? See little pickle eyes.
Yeah.
Got pickle eyes.
Yeah, the main thing he's missing is all the spikes on the chin. The sea urchin chin.
Sea urchin chin.
Yeah.
And others, I am missing a lot of tail spikes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so a 2 for that one.
Yeah.
And then for the design looking pretty good. Outside of Monster Hunter verse.
1.
You think it looks that bad? You're so
It doesn't
mean.
look bad. It just looks undercooked.
You thought the Aknosom looked better than this guy?
Yeah. This just looks like it counts like a plushie.
But that's okay.
It's okay, but this is Monster Hunter. These monsters are supposed to be intimidating and scary.
Well, that's the point. Outside of Monster Hunter, does it look like a pretty good drawing? That's where we're at.
It looks good.
So what would you rate it as?
A 2.
For a normal
A 2.
out of universe drawing. Okay. So if we can do math, that's a total of 7 out of 9.
Hey.
Ta-da!
Okay.
Okay.
The meat is a good touch.
It's not right meat, but it's meat. Okay. Let's play a quick guessing game. What has 4 legs, is a crunchy monster to fight, and looks like they spent too long in the bath? Any guesses? The next monster I'm drawing is the one and only Odagaron, or as I like to call him, the muscle puppy. When it comes to world, this is likely the monster I've fought the most aside from the Rataban. It happens to be for the same reason. There are so many parts to break, and every time that happens, there's a crunchy sound that is just so satisfying. It also just so happens that my weapon of choice for these two is the insect glaive. This means I can jump around just like the Odagaron does, and like the Rataban too, giving both of them a little bit of that smickety-smackety. On the ground, I don't like fighting either of these guys half as much. Speaking of on the ground, I had a hell of a time drawing the claws on this bad boy. It's hard enough drawing big old muscle puppy pawsies with claws, but 2 sets of claws? It was brutal, let me tell you. Besides those, I know I should have made his teeth bigger, but since the head was the first part I drew on this guy, I didn't want to go back and change everything. I also remember the face being thinner, but the thinner I made it, the weaker and scrawnier it looked. The Odagaron is a muscle puppy. I couldn't do that to him. For my reference on this guy, I used pictures of dog and wolf muscles, and in my mind's eye, the image of an ogre mask from Japanese mythology, since I feel like that's what this guy was based on. I do feel like this monster had more crunchy bits, like on the tail and such, but overall, I'm pretty proud of myself for this one. Moving on to judging time.
Odagaron.
It took you a second there.
I was just spacing on the name.
It's the muscle puppy.
Muscle puppy. I like it.
You like him?
I like it. I like all the swirls. I don't remember him being a swirly in the game, but I like the swirls you drew.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. It took a long time.
4, recognizability. 3, that's obviously Odagaron.
Okay, thank you.
For accuracy...
Here we go. All right. There are our reference pictures.
Okay, yeah, he's a lot more spiky in the game. I remember that.
But I got the claws.
The claws, yeah.
The only thing I'm really missing is his fat, chunky tail.
It's fat. Oh yeah, he does have the big rock tail, doesn't he?
But I'm really proud of the face.
The face looks really
This
good.
was the first one that I did, so...
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I feel like that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
I got the blue eyes, but like...
The face you drew looks really bat-like.
It really does. I kind of based it off of like an Oni mask, because once again, I can't do any of this from reference.
Well, yeah, right.
So this is from memory, and so I was like, okay, so like one of those Oni masks, but also like I looked up reference pictures for wolf muscles.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
yeah.
I could get the muscle structure down because that's all I remember about him is being a muscle puppy.
Like you can't spell Odagaron without dog.
You're right. You're very right.
For accuracy, a 2. And for design look good, I would give it a 3.
Really?
I think it looks cool.
Good outside.
I think it looks good, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So that would be 8?
Yes. The math is mathing right now.
The math is mathematical.
Before we get to our last monster, I want to be real with you guys. I took it easier on myself in this video than I did for the previous challenges in this series. I drew monsters that I knew the best and wanted to create this time. Before I had a time limit, I was stressed about making something other people would like, and I didn't allow myself to look at any references, which meant that my art looked worse. Therefore, I feel like what I made wasn't good enough at the time. So, this is a message to the little kid inside who used to create freely. Take it easy on yourself. You will get better and better the more you create and the more time passes. So don't give up. What you bring to this world has value. Don't ever forget that. And yes, that is a threat. Now on to our last monster. Drum roll, please. The Aknosom from Monster Hunter Rise. I know a lot of people weren't a fan of Rise. Hell, I'm not a big fan of Rise's base game either. The only reason I got far enough to play the Sunbreak expansion was because I was playing the game with someone else. There are 3 reasons why I don't like it very much. I know this tea is cold, but I'm a rant about it anyway. So if you want to skip the rant, there is a timestamp in the description. 1. The ratio of recycled content to new content is upsetting to me. I feel like there were only a small handful of new monsters, while the rest were just recycled. On top of that, some areas, like the desert, basically recycled the entire map from Try, then added some new stuff around it. They thought no one would notice? Ha! I noticed, and I'm not impressed. 2. The monsters were way too easy. The entire game, I didn't faint at all, not until I got to Magnamalo, which was actually a welcome challenge. 3. And finally, I wasn't a fan of the super specific, clean, sophisticated feeling theme shift. I grew up playing the OG Monster Hunter games. To me, it always felt like people from a mix of different cultures, not specific to one, making big tools, eating hearty meals, killing big monsters, rinse and repeat. Even the previous most recent game, World, is a great example of this. The society we see in game feels like the descendants of the monster hunters in the OG game, making new technology, expanding their range with the help of their palicos, small monsters, and even discovering new ways to make their world interesting. Despite these new additions, it still felt like a Monster Hunter game to me. I really hope that Wilds expands on what they set up in World, instead of going off of Rise, and by the looks of things, I have a lot of good things to look forward to. I'm so excited. In conclusion, I don't hate Rise, but I don't like it very much. Sunbreak is pretty cool though. I can't wait to meet the vampire dragon. Back to the monster. To be honest, I'm giving myself a big good job badge for this one. Does it have the shape of the Aknosom? Yes. Is it correct? Probably not. But does the posing look dynamic and really cool? Not a doubt in my mind. When it comes to the colors though, all I remember is the nighttime colors for this monster, which I know aren't right. The basics are fan-like headpiece with a huge gem in the center, red, orangish glowing eyes, black tail hooky thingy, and white scales all over. That's literally all I remember. Oh, and then it was based on both the Umbrella Yokai and Crane from Kung Fu Panda, obviously. Since I know I didn't get the colors right, I kind of just tried to make the design look good and hoped for the best. And here's my attempt at salvaging this mess of a color palette. Ta-da!
That looks like the Aknosom.
I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud. It does not look good.
I think it looks all right. Not bad. I was able to tell what it was because of the head crest. The colors are a bit off because I've been playing Monster Hunter now, so I've been fighting it recently quite a bit. But I was still able to tell what it was. I would give it a 2 on recognizability, a 1 on accuracy.
Okay.
I guess maybe a 2.
No. You gotta be honest here. It's okay.
Well, because the accuracy goes into recognizability, so it's also a 2. Because, like I said, I was still able to know what it was by looking at it.
Well, let's pull up the pictures. So for accuracy.
Yeah, yours is a lot more scaly, while the official design.
Scales. It's got plenty of scales right there.
Yeah, but like the crest isn't as feathery on yours.
Yeah, mine does have a really scaly crest.
Mm-hmm.
That one has like plates, like bony plates in it.
Scales.
But mine has scales all over. Like,
yes. But again, like I said, I was still able to tell what it was.
Yeah, I'd say if you're breaking it down, like based on the tail, based on the feet, all of the separate parts, if they look similar enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For your design, I think it's a 3 because I think it looks cool.
Thanks, even with the weird colors.
Yeah.
Okay. But you think the recognizability is at 1 based on comparison to the actual monster? Or the accuracy, pardon.
I think it might go for a 2 because, like, I can still tell what it was.
Okay, so 2 for recognizability, 1 for accuracy, and then for the design looking pretty good, You think it's a divine design.
Divine design?
Like it's totally perfect.
No.
That's a 2 then.
Okay. So that brings us to 7. A score of 7. I misunderstood.
Oh, you're good.
Okay. 5 out of 9.
Now on to the final scores. Okay, well, let's see out of our totals here. So for the Aknosom, we had 5 out of 9, which I think that's a fail.
A fail?
I think that's a fail. And then I think for the rest of them, that's considered success.
Passing grade.
Passing grade.
All right.
I did it outside of school. All right. Well, I guess we'll continue on with the video without you, Sean.
All right, well, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Now that you've seen my work, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Ariel, and this is my mascot, Hart. As you may have guessed, I am an artist, a nerdy being, and a little guy who occasionally thinks she is funny. I hope to make many more videos like this for Monster Hunter themed content, as well as content for other games, movies, cartoons, etc. So, let me know in the comments what type of content you would like to see next, and if you're down for it, tell me which monster you hope they add into Wilds. While you're down there, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon, otherwise it might be hard to keep up with our weird uploading schedule. Thank you so much for watching. As a reward for watching this video, all of the way until the end, I have some outtakes for you. Enjoy! I don't know how to start this.
Just go. Go.
No, it's already recording.
Oh.
We're good. I can cut. I'm planning on cutting all this. Okay. I don't know what to start off.
I thought you had a script.
Okay, there's 4 monsters. Which one do you want to judge first? 1, 2, 3,
It was supposed to be
4?
random. 4.
4. Okay.
Divine design?
Like it's totally perfect.
No.
That's a 2 then.
Okay. So that brings us to 7. A score of 7. 7 out of 9.
That's not math.
It is 9.
That's 5. That's 5 out of 9.
That was, I thought you said for the Okay. I misunderstood.
Oh, you're good.
Okay. 5 out of 9. What's next?
That's all for now. Until next time.